Alright, after many movie reviews, we're finally getting back to anime reviews, and what better anime to break that streak than this one? I've made a shorts about it, I've put it in my top 10 anime for last year, and honestly it could make my top 10 for this year. Let's talk about Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. Now, before we continue the video, according to my analytics, you guys are only here for like 30 seconds. So if you like movie, anime, and maybe gaming reviews in the future, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking this video. Now back to the video. Now just to recap the plot, Frieren Beyond Journey's End follows Frieren, an elf who was a part of the heroes party that defeated the Demon King. Now, as the title implies, the Demon King has been defeated and they return home as heroes and are celebrated, and on their return they witness a meteor shower and they promise to meet again in 50 years to witness the meteor shower from a location that is far better according to Frieren, and thus they go their separate ways. Now, as I mentioned, Frieren is an elf, she's also a mage, and to elves the passage of time is very different as compared to humans, because elves in this world are near functionally immortal, whereas humans are very much mortal and have regular human lifespans. Elves, on the other hand, can live for thousands of years, so 50 years isn't much to Frieren. So she spends those 50 years traveling the land, and when she returns to the kingdom where the hero Himmel lives, she finds that he's aged quite a lot because human lifespan. The party reunites, they go and watch this meteor shower, and soon Himmel passes away. Now this leaves Frieren kind of distraught because the best times of her life were spent adventuring together with this party, and it makes her regret not spending more time to get to know these people better, because for her, she spent 10 years with this party, and 10 years in an elf's life in this world is, you could say, about 2 weeks in their lifespan. So Frieren regrets not spending more time with Himmel and the rest of her party members, the rest of her friends, and vows to take time to get to know humanity better. So Frieren spends another few years adventuring, and in that time she meets up with Heiter, the corrupt priest of her party, as he's jokingly known, and it seems he's taken in a young girl and trained her to be a mage. He's close approaching his deathbed, and he gets Frieren to train this young girl, and eventually she becomes Frieren's apprentice. Also, the warrior of Frieren's party, Eisen the dwarf, has trained an apprentice by the name of Stark, who joins Frieren and her apprentice Fern, and they form this new party. After taking in Fern and Stark, Frieren hears about this place called Aureol, which is a place where departed souls go to and where people from the land of the living can speak with them. So Frieren and her party decide to go to that place so that they can once again speak with their loved ones. Now, there are many prevalent themes throughout this entire series, but the main one being, previously I would say what it means to be human or what humanity is, but I don't think that's quite accurate. For me, it's actually more towards mortality and dealing with mortality. Because as I mentioned, Frieren is a long-lived elf. She has a long lifespan, and 50 years don't mean much to her. But when she sees Himmel passes away, it causes her to break down in grief, because that is the first time she truly experiences human mortality. How so little time humans have on that planet compared to her. And this is what leads her to wanting to improve her relationships with humans and to spend time to get to know them better. It's why she spends time with Fern and why she spends time with Stark, to get to know them better as people. And she also shows her faith in these young people as they grow up, and trusting them with responsibilities even though they may not believe in themselves that much. Because stemming from Frieren's experience, she knows that the best way to grow is to go through it yourself and to truly test yourself. And while Frieren is trying to improve herself in this aspect, she still has a lot to learn. For example, she is willing to stop in a village for years doing menial tasks because for her that seems equivalent to a few days for us. And this bothers Frieren, who has, like us, limited time. So they have to reach a compromise to allow her to achieve what she wants, to allow Frieren to achieve what she wants, while also not wasting too much time in one place so that Frieren can explore the world and grow herself. Another theme, and probably the one that resonates the most with me and might be the one I use for the title of this video or in the thumbnail, I'm not sure at this moment, is the theme of nostalgia. Now, what I mean by nostalgia is not references to other franchises that may trigger nostalgia in us, but actually the nostalgia for things that have happened before in our lives. Whenever Frieren is adventuring with Stark and Frieren, and also whenever Frieren is adventuring with Stark and Frieren, she sees similarities in their adventures to the adventures she had with her beloved party, and that makes her nostalgic for those times. It takes her back to those times. She can draw on her experience from those times to guide these young people, but it makes her nostalgic. And even though we were never there with Frieren, we see through her flashbacks what that time spent with her party mean to her. And I'm sure a lot of us have this similar experience where we spend a short time of our lives in one place, but that short time in that place or with those people can greatly influence our lives forever. And I have experienced something similar, so that's why this theme truly just resonates with me. Now, for the animation, it is done by Madhouse. I think I mentioned it in the short, but this is Madhouse back to their best, because the animation in this entire series, throughout the entire season, is phenomenal, both in low moments between characters, intimate moments between characters, and also surprisingly action sequences. There are a surprising number of action sequences and battle sequences, and they're all very supremely well animated. They're smooth, they flow well, the Sakuga is on point. I mean, this show is beautiful to look at in so many different ways. And what elevates the animation? The music. Evan Call, take a bow, because this is one of my favorite soundtracks. My favorite, not just anime soundtracks, like favorite soundtracks of all time. Time Flows Ever On is one of my favorite pieces of music that I listen to constantly, especially when I'm looking for something more instrumental. Now, to review the series overall, I would say I preferred the first core or the first half of the season, because that is where the themes that I can resonate with truly shine through, whereas the second core is focused more towards the mage exam and is more of like a tournament arc. And while it is fun, I feel like I enjoyed the traveling from place to place and the reflecting on our experiences to be more appealing to me than the tournament arc. But that doesn't mean the tournament arc is bad. It is still one of the best exam arcs I've ever seen, and it still keeps your attention week to week. The moment it's released on Netflix, you're just like, alright, time to watch more Frieren. It's an excellent season, and while there has been rumors of a season 2, and most likely with the immense popularity it has, not just here but also in Japan, there will definitely be a season 2, but when is anyone's guess. So if you can't tell already from me raving and yapping on about this series throughout the length of this video, I truly adore Frieren Beyond Journey's End. To me, it is one of the best fantasy anime, if not the best fantasy anime, and I would give Frieren Beyond Journey's End a solid 9.5 out of 10. Now, if you're wondering where the 0.5 went, well, it's because I didn't enjoy the second part as much as the first, but I still loved it. And it's not as good as something that I gave a 10 to, which is Vinland Saga, which is like all-round supreme, mind-blowingly good. This is just almost there. So if you enjoy fantasy anime, or if you're looking for something new, please give Frieren a shot. And if you've already watched Frieren, please let me know what you think in the comments below and what's your favorite fantasy anime. And I'll see you in the next video.